So we've just come back from the Kings Lynn Railway Model Club's annual exhibition. So there was various model railway layouts on show. A few traders. There was Anne from Great Eastern Models at Norwich. PD Marsh was there. Bought one little thing off him, I'll show you in a minute. There was only like a club stand selling a few bits and pieces. I bought a bit off of them. And there was one sort of second-hand dealer who had a few bits of interest, and he had a couple of American gondola wagons which I'll show you, and I've done a little bit of a deal with him. I think I made his day. Yeah, so there we go, 4th Model Railway Exhibition at the local church rooms. So, club stand, they had a couple of old Hornby kits. They had a corner bank which looked like it probably had the car paper wrap around the plastic, so I gave that one a miss because they tend to peel off as the years go by. And the old Executive Bungalow, I haven't seen that for a long while. Wasn't in my want list, but at £4 I thought, well, it's worth, you know, I might be able to incorporate it somewhere as a more older building in the settings. So at £4 that was a nice little one. And we've got the up and coming March Model Railway, and there's this one a bit further afield from me, Sleaford. Probably won't go to that one, it's a bit of a trek for me from here. Not so much the distance, it's the crap road. And we remember the school crossing lady, 50s and 60s. Well, I remember them after that as well. So, you know, the old yellow coat with the lollipop lady, as we used to call them, or the lollipop man. So I got that for my little road crossing that I've done with the flashing Belisha beacons. And PD Marsh is actually not far away from me. He is die cast, old school stuff. He does a lot of made up and painted, ready to go. He literally just, you know, pays your money. Probably can't read that, but you can see their details up there. They do engage as well. First find of the day. I'm guessing they're 60 footers. No markings on them. There's some there, it just says Rocky, and sort of maximum low is 50 tons, so whether they're steel or what, I don't know. They've got operating mock doors there, some kind of indentation in the top as if they could have had something else. No markings on them, so I don't know whose kit they are. It doesn't feel like they've got a weight in them. If it is, it's a very small thin one. There's not a lot of weight in them, but they look exceptionally clean. Probably made and never used. I've not done a lot of miles. All the details underneath. I asked him about those, as I thought, oh yes, I ordered a nice gondola, and then it turned up from Hatton's and they'd advertised it as HO, and it turned out to be bloody N-gauge. So I thought, I still need some big gondolas. How much are these, mate? £12. So what's that, $10 for the pair? So they were seized immediately, and then I went round the side of his table and inquired about the prices on these wagons, which were a little bit more, well, cheaper than eBay, but not as cheap as I have found them. So yeah, I inquired about these. He had a tray full of the HEA cool wagons and the MGR style, and they were up for £8 each, which I thought was a little bit rich. Not by much. It's an averagey at shows and fairs. About £7-8 usually, depending on what ones they are. Some of the newer ones, well, there's no difference other than the frames are a different colour. will fetch a lot more money. I've been to the show and little boxed ones, brand new looking, 1450. Now a rake, an English rake, is what, 20 or 30 of these back in the 80s and 90s when they were running coal. So if you want to do, you know, even a half rake, 15 or 20, that's a fair chunk of money, even second hand, even though we've got all the new high detailed ones now coming on the market from Akira Scale and Cavalex, and obviously Hornby re-released theirs in a pack of 3, which are £74 for 3 new ones. So I said, well, you know, he said, how many do you want? I said, I want the tray. I said, I thought with £8, you know, we can have a deal. And I thought, you know, if I buy them on eBay in 2s and 3s, they go for, well, I don't buy them on eBay because they make too much frigging money. I've just looked now, and admittedly they're a clean pair. £17 as an opening bid. And they'll get clicked on. £3 for you, so you're talking £20 for 2 second-hand ones. So what? 20, 40, 60, 80. These are the Backman HEAs. These are regularly on eBay at over £10 each. I mean, they do look a bit careworn, but then they're going to. But so I had the whole lot of him. For, well, them and those for 112 quid for the lot, which I thought, you know, I thought if I keep buying them in drips and drabs, it's going to cost me a lot more than that to try and build a rake, so I might as well just bite the bullet and get them all. And I was after HEAs, and the same thing, you look on eBay and, you know, there's a couple on there and they're £15 starting bid and another £4 or £5 postage, so you're talking 20 quid even if you don't compete with anyone. So eBay sort of pricing itself out of the market for me for a lot of things, unless you sort of drop on the bargains like, you know, the one I had the other week. So I went round the exhibition, and he kept them behind his table. And when I went back, he said, oh, I forgot. He said, I've got some other bits in this tray. Do you want to have a look at these? Yes, folks, there's more. I came back, he'd found another little tray of odds and sods underneath the bench that he hadn't put out yet. Another 2. I know some people glue these wheels together because they can cause a problem. Only one of them has. It's a bit of a... They've used a soldering iron and melted the things there, but you know, you don't see them, do you? To get a rake. And again, they got loads in them, so that was 2 more. But that wasn't all that was in the tray. There was this, which is a Backman Vdi van. I've got a few Hornby ones, but not a Backman one, because these go on eBay for £20 to start with before you even talk about bidding. Might need a little bit of fettling, I think, but yeah, that came in the price of the negotiation. It's got some kind of weathering on it, or it's, yeah, I don't know, been painted up or something. I don't know. It's something that doesn't look right unless it was just a crap finish from Backman, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It's weathered, isn't it? All the bits that are supposed to be there are still there, so that's what counts. So it was 2 more MGRs, a VDA rail freight. Now there's another wagon I haven't bothered with. I would probably have bought some if you could buy them cheap enough. But every time you see them on eBay, they put them on at £10 and they'll sell for £20. And they are those. Don't ask me why. They were a scrap vehicle, or scrap wagon, a POA. They go £15, £20 plus on eBay. With that, you know, don't know why. People want them. There was 2 of those in the box, and I thought, even if I don't want to keep them, I can make some money back selling those. So there was those in the box as well, box number 2. But what else goes for more money than they should do, but they seem to? Everyone wants a rake of maintenance wagons, and these, the kit ones, the Hornby ones, the Lima ones, these will go on eBay at £20 starting bid, and I just won't even entertain paying £20 for a 30-year-old model. As good as it was in its day, I'm not paying £20 plus postage, and they'll make, you know, £27. And you've got to build, what, a rake of 10, 15? Expensive hobby as it is already. I've managed to get 2 in the box so far, I think, for about £10, £12 each. Now I have 2 more, 3 more, 4 more, 5 more. Might have to do a new load, I think. The old cardboard trick that's bowed it. Yeah. So we had 5 ballast wagons, which, if I was being mean and said £10 each, that's 50 quid. These, they're £10. Well, they're not. They're a lot more than that, but, you know, I wouldn't pay £10 for them. The Backman version of that I know goes on eBay 20 quid all day long, and as I've said, these never make less than 10 quid each. I bought that lot off him. There was a couple of kit ones that were a bit crap, and I didn't bother with them. I got that lot for another 60 quid. So we have a huge pile of wagons there. Chunk of money, admittedly, but to buy that quantity in drips and drabs would cost me easily double what I paid. Like I say, it always pays to try and buy stuff in lots, multiples, to cover the cost of the postage. And sometimes people don't want as many as you do, so they don't bid. But obviously there was more than one stall there. So I patronised and at Great Eastern Models from Norwich, and I bought a couple of the old good Backman Coke wagons. I've got a few of these for the steam era to make a nice rake up, and a couple more of the Roberts ones, which are basically the same wagon, just a different owner on it. So there was those as well. So yeah, I did spend a chunk of money at said exhibition, about £200. Well, not quite £200. But then if you think a new logo costs more than that, doesn't it? So, and I've got a lot more than that than a logo would give me. But wait, there's more, as a railroad fan does say. To my local model railway shop as well, because they're in town, my dad's in town, so I thought, killed 2 birds with 1 stone, went and visited my dad, and got some second hand. He has a little selection on the end of the shop counter. It's hedgerow, which I think is about £12 from Not Gauge Master. I don't know whether it's, yeah, it has been pulled off a layout, but yeah, a little bit of sprinkle on it and a glue and a bit of sprinkle, and that'll be good as new to make a hedgerow along a country field or house. And guess what he had in boxes? Yes! So this is where you get second hand £8 at a fair. At my local model shop, boxed £6.99. I thought, I'm having them. Now I've just bought 4 from Hatton. Whoops. Luckily the old models are a bit more durable than the modern stuff. I have, as I said, just bought 4 from Hatton's on their pre-owned, which are looking more sort of like that for £7 each. So there's 4 more coming from Hatton's, plus these 2, plus the ones I've already got. I'm not sure on numbers what I have got, but we would be getting close to a full scale rake by now, I would say. So he didn't have much else in. He had a real nice class 20 for 109 quid, but I have already got 3, so I can't, you know. If he'd had a 37 I might have been swayed, but I'm not sure whether it was the newer model. If it was a bargain at 109 quid, but I thought, no, I hadn't better. I've got to economise now I'm not working.